I have to make sure that. Hello? We're going live
Oh my
today.
goodness.
Oh, you got to turn your sound off. Feedback. What's rock and roll without feedback?
Okay,
Right?
that's right.
You know, one thing we should probably check is this streaming live to Facebook right now?
Oh, okay. Let me check on
Check
that.
on Facebook.
I
Make
can
sure.
do that.
Hey, everyone.
Agency 258
Agency
on.
258 is on Crowdcast Live.
Well, that's true. That's true.
Crowdcast.
Let's find out.
We're testing, you know, as you people that know me know that I'm in the lab working on crazy stuff all the time. Is it live
We're live on
or is it
Facebook.
Memorex?
So he always tests new technology. We've got new companies and companies that are coming out with new software, and they always ask him to do the testing for him. What do they call it?
Crazy.
Yeah.
Beta tester.
He's a beta tester. And then guess who gets the next call? Marion, will you test this with me?
Hey,
Sure.
I found something new. We got to check it out.
Right.
And ultimately, it's to benefit our community.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
And one of the things that we want to do is provide value and benefit to the community every single day. So we have a few things that we want to share, and we got some pretty exciting things that we want to share.
We do. Well, first of all, I want to share that we're starting our show again, Marketing Ideas That Work, every Tuesday at 1 o'clock, right here. So there's so many places that this is going to be streaming live that you can have your choice of where you want to see it. But I think the best place to go is our website, right? You can go to our website and see the show live, or you can go to Facebook, which is Agency 258's business page, right on Facebook. Really easy, facebook.com/agency258. There's some other things too. New technology that he's been in the lab cooking up is YouTube. It's going live to YouTube and Crowdcast.
Yeah, Crowdcast. Actually, we're broadcasting on Crowdcast and then rebroadcasting out to YouTube and Facebook Live.
It's kind of like ABC or CBS, and then they shoot it out to all their affiliates, right?
Exactly.
Okay,
exactly.
see, I know, I understand.
And the whole point, though, is to make sure that we can provide the biggest bang for your buck in what you're doing, how you're multicasting this information across all social media platforms, because you don't know where you're going to show up. You know, you don't know who's going to find you along the way. So if we can do this and we can do it easily and more effectively, then we have the opportunity to, you know, discover people along the way that might be interested in you and your community and what you're doing in your business.
Well, I think that's what originally started this whole mess.
It's not a mess.
Well, hear me out.
Okay.
So, okay, it isn't a mess now, but it started a mess because we were testing all these different platforms. We were testing the marketing ideas that really do work.
Yeah.
Because let's face it, we've all tried things that don't really work. And we put our time and our effort into it. And then it's like, that didn't really work.
That didn't really work.
Back to the lab, right?
Okay.
So that's what Russ has been doing, and he's taught me a lot along the way about how to clean up that mess. Okay, so if it doesn't work, it's okay.
It's just an experiment.
It's an experiment, that's
Yeah.
right. Don't get upset, he says.
No, don't get upset. Enjoy the journey.
Yeah.
It's not about the destination, it's about the journey.
So there's a lot of different things that are going on, and we'll just go down the list and tell you what they are. First of all, if you're not already, we have a newsletter that goes out every week. So if you go to agency258.com, you can sign up for our newsletter, and it tells you every place that we're going to be, either a live event or online. It also gives you marketing ideas that work, some tips. Our blog is in there, it's listed. And this week we had a really cool blog called Subject Lines for Email.
And you know how challenging subject lines can be at times.
Time consuming,
right?
you know.
Yeah. And we'll get into that in a minute. And so continue down the path of what else we have.
Okay.
What else we have going on?
Well, if you're here in the Houston area, we do have a networking event every other Tuesday. And so once again, you can come to our website and check out the dates, and just to make sure that if you're visiting or you live here, you can come out and check us out.
And we're always training something very interesting, not necessarily your average education. We're always looking for different ways of providing value to the audience.
Oh, what he means by that is we have a speaker every week, or
Yeah.
not a speaker necessarily. Could be a trainer.
It could be a trainer.
Sometimes they're not the best speaker, but they have great information.
Last week we had Mark McComb. He taught about
yeah.
sales, the sales process, and building your infrastructure and your sales teams out, which is incredibly valuable. We got a lot of good feedback on it. Who's next week?
Oh, Mariana Cortez.
Mariana Cortez.
April 4th, right here in Houston, is going to be teaching us about communication and how you can really bring down or build up a company with communication.
Right.
So I'm really excited.
She's been an international trainer.
Yes, she has.
And she's very, very versed in what it means to be a communicator and how you can improve your communication in your business.
You know what she's doing?
She
won't let you just sit there and listen. She's very interactive. She's going to make sure everybody is included.
We're not going to do Zumba again, are we?
No. That was the last speaker.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
speaker
fun.
before last.
That's true, yeah.
We have fun. If it's not fun, we don't want to do it.
That's right.
Mariana is going to provide a valuable education, and if you're in Houston, or you can stop by, or you're just cruising through, join us on every other Tuesday morning.
Right. So the next thing I want to talk about that's brand new is our directory. So I wanted to leave that to the last because we have a special guest in the house today. So if you go to agency258.com, you'll see right at the very front, you'll see the words directory.
Yeah.
And so if you'll go there, you'll see that weMED is listed there. And so I was wondering, Russ, before we move on to that, is there anything else you want to say about the newsletter or the blog or the networking?
Well, I'm very excited about the blog this week, because one of the things that is always challenging, and we get this question all the time, is how do I improve my open rates in my email? So go to the blog and check it out and get some ideas. And this show, if you're joining us live, you can actually send in your questions, and we'll answer your questions online. We'll answer your questions during this show. So we want this to be interactive, and have anyone that has a show, we want to be able to participate and have you participate in what we're doing.
Well, the email, don't leave that. Don't leave that.
Yeah.
That's a big problem for people because they spend time, effort, money sometimes developing a really great email or a newsletter, whatever you want to call it, and then nobody opens it. It's like you could spend all that time, and if only 3 people open it, your mom and your spouse and your neighbor, what good is it?
Yeah.
So you have to entice them, right?
Yeah.
What do you think's so funny?
I was just thinking, if you send an email and nobody reads it, did it really happen?
Yes, it did. You spent time on it. It really did happen, I swear.
Yeah, I swear I did. I created this email and nobody read it. I'm sad.
It's really sad.
So improve your subject lines. That's the first clue to open up the message. Then the first statement in the email is to continue down that path.
Yeah, because sometimes people have like an Outlook, they'll have a preview of the email. So your first couple of sentences do matter.
Yeah.
You want to make sure that they don't just go, oh yeah, I'll read that later. You want them to open it now. But we don't want you to do things, and you'll read more about that in the blog. We don't want you to do things that look spammy or tricky. No one likes to be tricked, okay? Like closing in 5 hours, open today or you're going to lose. It's like, oh, don't do that to me. Otherwise, I won't read it at all. Do not do that.
Even if it gets through the spam filter, you don't want to read it.
Right.
And we've taught classes on this in the past, and we'll teach classes on this in the future. So specifically, if you have questions, reach out to us. Track us down on Twitter, follow us on Facebook, any social media platform that you choose, and let's find those questions that you are asking, and let's get some answers for you. And if we don't have the answers, we have an entire directory of people we can get answers for, right?
That's right. So I'm glad you mentioned the directory, because we are accumulating a community of people who really do have great products and services and that want to be in this community. We're helping each other, we're promoting each other, we're reviewing each other, we're really sticking together.
Yeah.
Oh, it's always got to be about the fun, right?
But the thing that I'm really excited about is the fact that if you have somebody that you're interested in, Marion and I have been networking in Houston for years, and she's been in Houston. You've been in Houston longer than I have.
25 years?
I've been in Houston 7 years now. So I actually have some people outside of Houston that I know. My point is that we will actively pursue and bring people to the table. So don't look in the directory and think, oh, they don't have what I'm looking for. Think, oh, I can go to Marion and Russ and they can find somebody to help me solve my pain in my business. So we are your resource. We are your connector. Right?
Thank you, your connector. And if you don't mind, I'm going to read something because I think it's important. People want to know, well, what am I going to get if I go into your directory? What kind of services or products? What are you going to do for me?
Yeah, what are you going to do for me?
Because it's so cheap, I don't think people really think that there's going to be, worth anything.
It's not. We call it a directory, but it's not really a directory.
That's one benefit, actually, right?
Yeah, directories with benefits.
So because we're a marketing,
sorry,
how do I keep a straight face with it?
We're trying to be serious here.
Yeah.
Right.
Because we're a marketing company, we do everything. We're not expecting most businesses to have every outlet, every social media channel open. I mean, we're just ridiculous when it comes to that. And we don't expect
and
you
with
to
digital
do that.
media, we don't do everything.
Pretty much.
We can help you accomplish most things.
Well, all right.
So.
All right, I disagree.
Yeah.
We don't always agree. Can you believe that?
We don't always agree.
Anyway, so here, I'm just going to read some of the things that we're doing to promote the directory, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Blogs, right?
Yep.
Automation, king. Creative, eye-catching graphics.
Yep.
Oh my God, the graphics are beautiful. Eye-catching. Attraction-based social videos. And our guest today hasn't even seen her video yet.
I'm excited.
She and her company joined our directory just a couple weeks ago, and we just finished their first video, and we're so excited to share it with her.
And I have to give her a testimonial too.
Yes, we'll do that in a minute. Social media marketing, of course. We Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, all of them, right? Email marketing, of course. We send out an email every week to let our community know what's going on. Live events, like Russ was talking about, we're not only just going to have our event here in Houston, once every 2 weeks. We're actually going out into the community to do our show and to meet people and do really cool live events.
Expect a lot.
We're doing paid advertising, telemarketing even. I know that sounds awful, but it's a good thing, right?
She makes me use the phone every now and then. Oh, I swear.
I try. Okay, it doesn't really happen. Landing pages. Doesn't everybody want a landing page?
I don't know that everybody knows what a landing page actually is.
See, our guest is shaking her head. Yes, of course. You can call it whatever you want. A sales page, a landing page, a page.
A squeeze page.
It's dedicated to a certain product or a project or something that you want to share with people, either for sale or...
Well, it's a single page with a single purpose for a single product.
There you go. That's a landing.
That's
and you get that in our directory on the 4th level. Placement into the top online directories. Now, this is so big, I have to take a second to tell you about it because most people don't take the time to enter all their information into the directory because let's face it, it takes time.
It's time consuming.
And there's always a snag. There's always something you didn't go and get
or a piece of information you don't have at the time.
And that stupid file didn't upload right.
Right. I hate it when that happens.
So anyway, we do that for you. Not only are you in our directory, we're putting you in the top directories. Okay?
And then we're promoting
across
all those directories.
That's right. You're going to get involved in contests, coupons, and incentives. Oh, yeah. And the live streaming shows on popular platforms like YouTube. This is going to be on YouTube.
This is probably streaming live on YouTube right now.
It is.
Yeah, and Facebook. I don't know if anybody's heard of Facebook, but they're around now. So they're streaming live.
They are.
And in the next 18 months, 80% of the content being consumed, these smart people in lab coats say that 80% of the content is going to be consumed is going to be video.
I believe it. And we've been trying to tell everybody that, but the biggest problem with video is most people do not want this camera staring at them.
Yeah.
And so Russ and I came up with the idea of doing social videos, which you're more than welcome to see. We have tons of them for a lot of our customers. And basically what it is, don't tell anybody. It's still pictures and little video clips with not you staring at a camera.
I like to call it creative media.
Creative media.
Creative media.
I like that.
So,
yeah.
However,
Okay.
I know we got a
We
show, we got to move on.
Yes.
And I just can't, I'm not going to contain myself any longer. We're working on weMED Wellness Center, and
Slow it down now.
okay,
Yes,
slow it down.
weMED, WEMED, Wellness Center.
And I'll let someone else speak to it. However, having been there and received treatment, I have to say I've had a back issue for what, 8 months?
Yes.
8 months at least, and it's just been ongoing, and it's really it just hasn't been getting better. And so I went to see Dr. Yu and his staff.
It was so sad because he was walking all the time. He lives in this gorgeous part of Montrose, and there's all these trails, and he was walking and having a great time.
Buffalo Bayou.
And then his
right
back
there.
was hurting so bad. He went to the regular doctor, and he goes, "Oh, you got to quit walking. That's going to just make it worse." And I was like, "Russ, you have to get a second opinion here."
Yeah.
You know.
So
thank God weMED came along.
I have been going to weMED, and in 3 treatments, my back is like night and day. It's so much better now, and I wanted to tell a story and share that information because it's important that you understand that there are alternatives in how you can care for your body and how people care for your body. And I think it's important to understand that. And what we have is a special guest today, and I really want to have you get the full impact of what they're capable of doing and some of the education programs that they're coming along. And if you have a corporate environment, it would be great to have them come in and share some of the wellness techniques that they use in their practice and some of the opportunities to improve the health of your employees and some of your staff. So with that being said, I would like to slide out and have
Hi, Ross.
Stephanie come in.
It was great to have you here.
Hey, thank you.
See ya.
Take care.
So Stephanie's going to join us right now, and we're going to talk to her about weMED. Hi, Stephanie. Hello. Good to see you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, are you kidding? We're just thrilled that you could come by the office and hang out with us.
Well, I must say I was getting tears in my eyes listening to Russ talk about his experience with us. I mean, that's why we do what we do, to help people just like him who didn't know they had other options.
Well, you know, a lot of times people are nervous about something new. And so if you get somebody in there that can give you a testimonial, I think that is better than sliced bread.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. People are going to trust a testimonial a lot more than they're going to trust a commercial.
Right. He always feels relaxed and happy when he comes back. So you guys are treating him right over there.
That's good. I'm so glad to hear that.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about where you're located first and who's there.
Okay. So as they have mentioned, I'm with weMED Wellness Center, and we are located in the River Oaks Medical Tower, which is off of the Southwest Freeway between Wesleyan and Newcastle. And when you come into our office, we might look like your typical medical office, but as you get to know us and hear testimonials from our patients, you'll see that we offer a little bit more than that. The practitioners there, we all have backgrounds in traditional Chinese medicine and acupuncture. But what makes this a little unique is our founders are actually MDs from China with over 23 years clinical experience, and their degree specifically is in integrative medicine. So essentially they went through medical school twice, learning the Eastern perspective and the Western perspective.
Oh, that's huge.
That's fantastic. And they're able to put all of that knowledge together in a system that is so much more synergistic. There are things that, as wonderful as acupuncture is, you're going to need a little bit extra here and there.
When you gave us a tour of weMED, I was really impressed with the different rooms that you have available and the different treatments that you give, as well as herbs. You have all kinds of different things going on, and the tests that you give. The one that I'm coming in to see you for first is the DNA test.
Yes, that one is fantastic. Do you mind if I share a little bit about that?
I would love it, because may I tell people
Please.
why I'm going? Okay, so I have a condition that has been, traditional doctors have given me a diagnosis of, and it causes severe pain, and it comes and goes, and we're still not sure if it's food related or stress related. We don't know what's really causing it, right? So Russ said, well, Miriam, you should go in and have that DNA test. So they'll be able to really figure out what's wrong, because let's face it, if we know and we're educated, we can do something about it. If we don't know what's going on, right?
Exactly.
So tell us really about that test I'm about to have. Does it hurt?
No, well, maybe just a teeny tiny bit.
no.
I'll explain why in a second. Depends on how sensitive you are. So what she's talking about is actually a test that we do with hair. So yes, we're gonna have to pluck about 3 or 4 hairs out of your head.
Okay.
That's the part that's uncomfortable.
Okay, that's all right. Okay.
So if you're not tender-headed, you're fine. I'm tender-headed, so I'm like, when I had it done. But it just gives you this wealth of information about what your body is exposed to. So we're going to tell you about any foods that you might be intolerant to, and it's going to be things that you might not think of and things that you probably like. I had the test done for myself, and a lot of my favorite foods are on the list. So
is that because we've been eating too much of it, do you think? And we're like,
that could be one thing,
levels?
But there's so many, the thing that we want to get to with the human body is we want to find out where the different imbalances are and what is causing inflammation. So it could be that you're getting so much of it that your body's reacting to it, or it could be that there's so many other factors causing inflammation that your body just can't handle it anymore. So we want to clear out all of that inflammation, help you detoxify. And one of the things that you do is by avoiding foods that you've been tested as intolerant to. And it's for only 2 months, don't worry. If you find out you're intolerant to chocolate, you don't have to go the rest of your life.
Don't eat your favorite foods for the rest of your life.
We try it out for about 2 months. That's enough time to really clear everything out. And then you start reintroducing one at a time. Now, in the meantime, you're going to come in for treatments. You're going to get the acupuncture, you're going to get herbs, you're going to get cupping, you're going to get different levels of nutritional coaching. We're also going to find out if you have heavy metal toxicities, parasites. That's not, the parasites isn't from the hair. But we've got other tests and things like that
I've heard of the people having parasites and they don't even know it.
Most of our country doesn't know it, just because there's different ways that you can get exposed to it. Particularly, I hate to say it, but if you love sushi, which I do. So
I thought you were going to say water. I'm like, okay.
Well, if your water's not clean, which, we're lucky we're in a great city and a great nation that has the technology to make sure we get the very best of what's available. So, we don't have to go out to the lake and dredge our own water out of it and hope that we've boiled it long enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, there's different things that we can be exposed to that we may get parasites from, and if we don't know that they're sapping all of our nutrients. We don't know that they're causing our body to release toxins that make us unwell or heavy or anything like that.
I hate to bring this up, but I'm going to anyway because it just blew me away. I watched this show called My 600-Pound Life, and when they put her in the hospital, because obviously she was really sick, they told her she was malnourished. And I'm thinking to myself, she's eating like 30,000 calories a day and she's malnourished.
Yes.
That tells you something about the foods that we're, ingesting, and thinking that if you're eating that many calories, surely you should be able to get some nutrients out of it.
Well, part of the problem is
Malnourished.
that these things are heavy in what they call the macronutrients. That's going to be your fat, your carbs, your protein. And then the micronutrients, which are the vitamins and minerals, which our body really, really needs for the smaller processes, we're not getting the right balance of those. Somebody who eats that many calories and is that heavy, more than likely, I don't know her, so I can't say for sure, but more than likely is eating a lot of processed foods.
Oh, yes.
A lot of restaurant foods.
Lots of hamburgers, French fries,
things like that.
fried chicken.
So, and she's putting a lot of things into her body that
Candy,
are
cookies, cakes.
poisonous to her. Exactly. And I'm a big proponent of moderation with things, but if you're in a situation like she is, sometimes you have to do things a little bit more dramatically. And that's where, the food intolerance test comes in. You have to take that dramatic step for a couple of months to get your body back
I'm
to
okay
where
with
it can
that.
handle.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm very grateful to have the opportunity to come see you. I've been to your wellness center, and I feel really good about it, and I feel good about the care.
Wonderful.
Okay, so are you going to come back and see us, Mr. Johns?
I can come back.
Okay.
I will sign up.
So, well, yes.
Not yet.
So I want you to go and visit Stephanie either in person or go to her website. You can go to agency258.com and see her new video on her landing page.
Can't wait.
Yes. And what is the web address?
It is www.wemedwellness.com. So wemedwellness.com.
Fantastic. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
We'll see you
Appreciate
again
it.
soon.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
So it's just a slide.
Slide back in. Come on in. There he
I
is.
love this sliding chair. Hey, I know we're limited on time, and we've kind of gone over our normal schedule, our average schedule. So I just wanted to be conscious of everybody's time and make sure that we're.
I appreciate
wrap it
that.
up
I
on
appreciate
schedule.
that. So what's the best way for people to take advantage of the marketing team that is Agency 258, Russ?
Go to agency258.com and connect with us. Get on our newsletter. Follow us on Facebook. Track us down on Twitter. And please, please, please follow Agency on Facebook. Call. Direct connection. Stop by if you're in the Houston market. Stop by our networking events. We're always available. I mean, literally almost always available.
Yeah.
I do sleep on occasion.
Well, that's why they call us, Agency 258, because we don't work 24/7. We work
25/8. Boom. So we are your connector, and thank you for joining us today on our new platform, Crowdcast, Facebook Live, YouTube streaming, and anywhere else you can find social media.
marketing ideas at work. And next week we will have Shane Hennessy. He's going to be live here in the studio, and he's going to be talking to us about life coaching. So his name, his company is Rising Tides. And I also would like to give a shout out to Christy Ruiz, who is
Yes, we just finished some video for Christy as well.
yes, she's an intuitive business consultant, and she is fantastic. Russ and I see her at least once a month to get our updates on her
insights and intuition and what we're doing or what we could be doing.
There you go. It's more like what we should be doing. Or
Coulda, shoulda, woulda.
Yeah. So thanks again. I loved being on the show today with you, and can't wait to talk to you.
Enjoy the day.
Bye-bye now.